everyone, welcome back to Aaliyah's Toy Channel. You can already know Cousin Peyton is finally back for the holiday.
I know you guys had missed me after a few months since I left. I've been doing pretty well in school and I decided to take a small break from long time in school and join the video just for you guys. You probably already guess. Yes, I've been in a major car accident when I was in Florida with my little sister, but we luckily survived and we just got discharged from the hospital today after spending 2 weeks there recovering. I had a major trauma with slight headache and we were very lucky that we didn't have any broken bones.
What happened to Daniel? Is he okay?
I wasn't sure. I was completely unconscious and completely blacked out. I would doubt he probably survived too. I am not sure what his conditions are and what was happening. I'm going to have to call Daniel later and check on him. He probably still in the hospital or he probably got discharged on the same day as us. I'm not 100% sure.
So what is your next step in the process when you getting discharged?
We probably do through 2 weeks of supervised therapies followed by the 2 times a week of checkups to make sure that we're recovering properly. And I have to take medications to help limit the pains for headaches and back sprains in the muscles.
I'm glad you're okay. Did they tell you what happened with the accident?
The person that was driving is completely drunk. According to the police report, the person was recently arrested for DUI since he was under the influence of alcohol running past the legal limit. The legal limit is 0.08 and his was 6.05.
If he was that drunk then he shouldn't be driving at all. By law you have to take a field sobriety tests. It is in your contract that you signed when you get your driver's license, which means you have to obey by the law. And if you don't, then 1, you lose your driving privilege, or 2, you're end up in jail for the offense and end up with the biggest fines and the worst both.
Well, it's over and I'm out of the hospital, so I'm good to go. I'll be spending all time I have left with you. And I'll be heading back to school on January 8th.
There's a new character I would like you to meet. I know it's been a while since you've been gone.
Sure, why not?
Come with me.
Oh hey, Angie.
Hey, there is someone I'd like you to meet.
Is that the person behind you? I know who he is. That is your cousin Peyton.
Yes ma'am, that's me. It is very nice to meet you, Adley.
You know, I'm very glad that you're okay. I heard that you were in the hospital alongside your sister after you guys got into the really bad accident.
Well, I just got discharged from the hospital today after 2 weeks in their recovery. I'm in the process of going through therapies and a 2 times a week of checkups, and then they're put me on life support for the rest of my life for the stitches that occurred during the accident.
Wow, stitches are the worst. It probably leave you with a permanent scars once they take them out.
I rather have staples than a stitches. I am afraid of needles and they knew that.
It wasn't matter to me because my first scars I had was from my surgery since I was 5 years old. It was because my appendix had burst and my mom had to rush me to the doctor and get me checked out. Was told by my doctor that my appendix burst and I had to be rushed to the hospital to the emergency room back home in Dallas.
Wait, that's the same hospital I was rushed to a few years ago, that Children's Hospital of Dallas. I was in the same room you've been in the doctor's office when you're 5.
What room number were you in few years ago?
I was in room number 6.
Wait a minute. Oh, now that makes a complete sense. I had to think smarter, not harder.
Maybe both might work. I think that this has been in the reality for over few years, as now I think of it.
Well, the way he thinks of it, he is referring to the old me from few years ago. I'm pretty sure you were just a baby when I was really that little.
Just to be honest, I really kinda miss the little Angie. The time I really missed so much is when she was only 5 years old.
Well, drop the peanut butter. Life wasn't easy when I get older, and I completely understand why you wanted me to stay little like I used to, since now I am only 9 years old, which means you have to get used to who I really are now. This is life and there's nothing we can do about it.
I am completely okay with who you are now. I don't care if you're 9 years old. You're still the same person that you always are.
Just remember, I am still that same old Aaliyah a few years ago at age of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 years old. And I look a little different as I aged. My head changed shapes as you get a little older.
If you compare the old picture of me, for example, you could see how my head was shaped when I was only 5 and 6 years old. Now I am 8. My head looks a little bit different as I aged. On the shelf behind me, there are 2 different pictures of me when I was 5 and 6 years old. The one on the right is me at the water park at the age of 5, and the one on the left is me at my birthday party at the age of 6.
Excuse me.
Yes, Anna.
All the equipment was missing from the studio room. It was there yesterday and now it's not there today when I walked in.
What? But how did all of this happen?
I thought you know all of this. You might want to find out who's the last person in the building last night when we all left and went home.
Adley, do you know who's the last person here last night?
Well, Valentina was here last night, so I would doubt that she might have stole all of the equipment and tried to sell it at the pawn shop for hard cold cash.
That is thousands of dollars worth of equipment that I bought with my own money. She probably sold it for less than what it was worth. Not to mention that it's probably harder to get all of my equipment back from the pawn shop without showing proof evidences that I owned those equipment. And in order to show them that I was the owner of those equipment, I have to have the original receipts of the place I purchased it from, either from the store or online.
Me and Peyton will look at the security footage, and you go get Valentina and meet me in the meeting room, and I'll call the police after we get this taken care of.
I'm on it.
Let's go look at the footage and see what we can find.
Let's go to the security room first and then head to the meeting room to confront Valentina.
Later, Adley.
See you guys later.
Hey, did you call me in here?
Close the door. Have a seat, please.
Sure, why not?
The reason why you're in here is because one of the crew member told me that all of the equipment was missing from the studio room. As I looked at the security camera, you were the last person that was here as of last night, and not only that, you stuffed our thousands of dollars worth of equipment into your trunk of your car. I want to know why you think stealing is okay with you. I know your mom is not going to be happy with you when she hears about this. I'm going to have to talk to your parents about what you just did.
I have all of the original receipts for all of those missing equipment, which means that I'll have no choice but to have the police involved since you had stole a lot of equipment from the studio.
Each equipment has a serial numbers, which it's imprinted on all of the original receipts we have on files. This is theft, which means your parents never raised you with using proper discipline. If you were to go to the store and you saw a bag of Skittles, would you take it and put it in your pocket?
No, I don't.
Because you know it's stealing, because you know stealing is wrong and it's considered shoplifting. You would been banned from the store and you won't be able to shop there again. Same thing is happening here. This is way worse than stealing a $2 worth pieces of candy.
I remember back when I was 6 or 7 years old. I was so little at that time. It was way back in 2006 or 2007 I was caught stealing candy from a local Walmart. They banned me and my parents from shopping at that Walmart because I took $2 worth of candy and not paying for it. I learned from it and I never do it again.
Here's a little story to tell you. Geez, I was 5 years old when I did it. Well, back on Sunday, October 18th, 2020, I was at Walmart with cousin Peyton back home in Dallas. Well, not Dallas. I believe it was in Plano, not Allen. I was going with cousin Peyton at the art and crafts aisle at Walmart where all the papers, glues and markers are at. I was looking at the bottle of Elmer's glue, and as soon as I was about to put it in my pocket, cousin Peyton stopped me before I get caught accidentally stealing a bottle of glue. He the best cousin I had ever had. He had saved me from getting in trouble.
I do remember that.
Now, I have no choice but to let you go. I have to fire you for theft. Matter of fact, the police is already on their way here.
No, don't call the police. I'm sorry. Please give me another chance. I promise you, I will not be stealing from you again.
You should have had thought of that before you steal our thousands of dollars worth of equipment from us. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do at this point. It is totally up to the police on what they wanted to do with you. Anna, can you get the door for me? What I was saying, well, as you can see, Valentina doesn't know a lot of English and she knows Portuguese. You know what? I have an idea. I'll go get Laura. She probably knows Portuguese. She'll help me translate for me so she can get her to understand what is going on. Hold on, let me go get her. I'll be right back.
Any luck back at the department?
Well, not really. 3 officers are out all week this week.
So they want me and Angie to come in on their days. We have no problems with cover the days for 2 officers that are out all week. I got to get in touch the police chief and see what he says.
There are a lot of things that needs to be covered when you 2 come in. There are so many things that are going on in our cities that needs our attentions. We had crimes that are happening in our city of New Orleans, and we can't have that keep happening. We need to capture them and throw them behind bars.
We can't do all of this alone. We need to have 2 more officers and a detectives involved in case something fishy going on. I don't even like where this is going with criminals getting in our way and ruin our city.
Don't worry about that. We have everything under control, just trust me. Valentina, I'm going to be reading you your Miranda rights.
Valentina, ele vai ler seus direitos Miranda.
Estou sendo preso.
She was asking if she's getting arrested or not.
Not right now. She is being detained. She is being investigated.
Você está sendo detido. Você está sob uma vingança.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you at no cost. Do you understand the rights being read to you?
Ele disse que você tem o direito de permanecer em silêncio. Qualquer coisa que você disser pode e será usada contra você em um tribunal. Você tem direito a um advogado. Se não puder pagar um advogado, um será nomeado para você em nenhum momento. Goste, você entende os direitos que estão sendo lidos para você?
Sim, entendo que meus direitos sejam lidos para mim.
She understands her right being read to her.
Now let's continue. Angie, do you have the original receipts to the equipments that was taken from you?
I have the receipts right here, officer.
May I see it for a minute?
Sure, here you go.
This is the serial number to all those stolen equipment?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Can I have a look at the security footage of when this theft was occur?
Let me text Aaliyah. I'll have her pull them up on the CCTV and I'll also send her the timestamp of when it was occurred so she can show it to you, if you would like the copy of it. How does it work? Do I need to send you the file though email or put it on the CD?
If you could be able to email it to the detective. If not, you can burn it onto the CD, and then I'll have the detective come and get it from you, or you can bring it down to the station.
Okay, I'll go ahead and burn it into the CD just to be safe.
Okay then, whichever easier for you.
Hold on, let me text her real quick.
Does it tell you the total cost of those equipments?
The totals are on the bottom on the 6th page.
Oh, I see it.
She said that she's in the security room. She said to meet her there so you can see the footage.
Okay, do you know where the security room is?
Go down the stairs and then take a left, then go down the hall past the elevator and then take a left. Go down the hall and then take a right and the door is on the right-hand side should said security room.
Okay, thanks. I'll go meet with Aaliyah and see what I can find. You stay here with her while I go downstairs and meet with Aaliyah in the security room. Don't let her out of your sight. I'll be right back.
That's her in the studio room. You can see she's moving the tripod with the camera still on it. And then she came back and took the computer monitor, and the camera lights.
Do you have the footage from the outside camera, Kinsey?
Let me see if I can pull that up. I didn't even know there was a camera outside for the parking lot. I'm probably going to pull it up since you asked for it.
Okay then.
You can see, Valentina did take that equipment and stuffed it in her trunk of her car.
Well, that's all the information I need from you. I'll need a copy of that CCTV footage for evidences, and I don't know if you can either email that to our detectives or if you can burn it into a CD or put it on a flash drive for me if it's possible for you.
I'll see what I can do. I have to figure out how to download the CCTV footage since I never done this before and put the footage files onto the CD or a pen drive. I promise you I'll have it done and ready in about 20 minutes or so. I have no problem driving to the police station and drop it off at the front desk or hand deliver to the detectives for you, or you can wait for the copy of the CCTV footage and then take it with you.
I'll be taking Valentina down to the station anyway. You can just drive right over to the police station and hand it over to the detective. If not, I'll be there, and then you can hand it over to me and I'll give it to the detective for you.
Do you know where the police station's at?
I can give you my card. It has the address of the police station on them, so you can put it in your GPS, and it will take you straight there.
Not a problem. I'll bring it down to the station, and I'll hand it over to you so you can give it to the detective for me.
Okay then. Well, thank you for showing me the footage. I'll go back to the meeting room and talk to Angie and Peyton, and then place Valentina under arrest. Well, I watched all the footage, and it turns out that she had stole the equipments. I haven't checked her car just yet, since this is a validation to show that we have a reasonable suspicion to search her car for stolen items taken from you guys. What would you like us to do with her? Do you want to press charges?
Well, actually, yeah, I would like to press charges.
Valentina, I have no choice but to search your car for stolen equipments and other stolen items. Do you have any drugs or weapons in the car that we don't know about?
Eles vão revistar seu carro em busca de equipamentos roubados e outros itens roubados. Eles perguntam se você tem alguma droga ou arma no carro que eles não conhecem.
Tell her, if we find any weapons or drugs in the car and she lies about it, she'll get an additional charge.
Se encontrarem alguma arma ou droga no carro e você mentir para a polícia, você vai acabar com uma cobrança adicional, e tudo isso não vale a pena, Valentina.
Eu não tenho nada ilegal, eu juro.
Eles vão ter que revistar seu carro de qualquer maneira. Eles acabaram de ter um mandado de busca assinado pelo juiz há poucos minutos e agora é totalmente válido. Então sim, eles vão encontrar esses equipamentos e devolvê-los ao estúdio.
Valentina, I need you to stand up and put your hands behind your back.
Eles disseram que precisam que você se levante e se vire e coloque a mão nas costas. Eles estão te algemando. Meu melhor conselho é cumprir a ordem da polícia e não causar problemas.
Let's go, Valentina.
Are you able to come down to the station? I need you to fill out the paperwork, and I'll have time a little bit later to swing by the pawn shop where she sold your equipment at. I'll have another officer on scene with a K9 to search her car and see if we find anything she wasn't even allowed to have.
Yes, I'll come down to the station right now. Say, can I see the warrant real quick? I got something to show you.
Sure, here you go.
Hey dum-dum, come over here.
Sure.
What does this say?
Only search the following items stolen from the studio and nothing else.
That's correct. Even if you find weapons or drugs in the car, it cannot be used as evidence without proper warrants for those following items. I know this because I work in at the same PD for longer than you've been there for. I know how all of this work.
What's that even mean?
I'll tell you when I get down to the station. Just leave it to the detectives. Once the detectives arrive to the studio, he'll go ahead handle the dirty work searching the car for weapons and drugs or other illegal substance. Those things are more dangerous and you don't know if there's any drugs in there or used needles. You probably don't want to breathe those stuff in or end up accidentally poking yourself with a used needle since you don't know what they are and God knows what disease they're on there. They'll test it and then place it in the evidence bag and bring it down to the station.
Okay then. I guess I was a rookie after all.
Wow, Angie, I didn't know you were a cop all this time. Can I join the force?
Not right now, Anna. I'll let you know if they're going to let you join the department. You're not quite ready to be joining the PD because you need to pass 3 parts of law class courses to be qualified. Not to mention that it's very hard to pass and it takes a lot of learning to be able to know what you're doing.
Oh, okay then.
Hello?
Hey Angie, this is Eric Cartman. I was calling to let you know that someone is buying your equipments from the local pawn shop down the street that probably belong to you.
Okay. Hey Eric, can you give me a favor? Can you tell the pawn shop owner that those equipment is not for sale and it was reported as stolen property? I would gladly appreciate your help.
I'll let the pawn shop owner know that this equipment was stolen, and they are forced by local law enforcement to return the equipment. Valentina will be paying them back for the same amount of money they gave her for the equipment. I'm going to need a snap pictures of the original receipts and serial numbers to all the equipment belongs to you.
Okay, I'll send over the snap pictures of all of the receipts and serial numbers, which is all on one paper. Matter of fact, I have those right here, and I'm also sending one of the officer to come confiscate the equipment from the studio ASAP.
Well, okay, I'll wait for one of the officers to arrive to the pawn shop and retrieve the equipments. Once everything is clear, I'll pick it up from the New Orleans Police Department and bring it back.
Thank you so much, Eric. I really appreciate your help. I'll let you know when I need you to come pick it up and take it back to the studio.
Not a problem. I just wanted to let you know ahead of time, and in case if someone tries to buy it, I'll be able to let the consumer know that it was reported stolen.
All right then. I'll see you here in a little bit. There's something I need done in the room. You got a lot of painting to do, so I'll see you later today.
All right, no problem. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, bye.
All right, bye.
Who is that?
It was Eric Cartman calling to ask me about the equipment being sold at the pawn shop, but don't worry. He's going to stop the transaction and explain everything to the clerk what happened. He got everything under control.
Darn, she actually did it. If we don't have those equipment, we won't be making any more videos. No video plus no revenue plus no views equal no money. I won't be able to get paid, and how in the God's nation are we supposed to pay our bills and support our family?
Don't worry, Anna. I got all of this under control. Valentina is going to be paying the price for what she did. This is the first time I ever got my things stolen from me. I should have had done a background check on everyone I hired. This is all my fault. I should have had no better by now to begin with.
At least she's probably won't be working here anymore after all of this.
I have someone better than her. She won't be here until hopefully sometime next week.
Sweet, I am so excited. I can't wait to get to meet her for the first time. She probably nice. What's her name?
Well, I can't tell you. It's a surprise for everyone in the studio. You will find out next week when he goes back to school on the 8th of January.
Do you and Peyton know who she is?
Of course we do. Angie knows who she is and I know who she is. Of course we do know her name, but you won't know her name until sometimes next week.
So how come you guys meet her first and we don't?
Like I said, she is a surprise for all crew member. I don't want to ruin this surprise, so that why I won't say anything.
Okay then, I'll just wait and see.
Which means that I don't know who she is and what her name was. It's a surprise for not only her, for me as well.
Which means that you guys can't even guess the girl's name.
Oh, let me guess, I would guess her name was Mackenzie.
What in God's name? How in the world did you even know that?
If you really want to know, then I probably guessed it by now.
What the heck are you even talking about? I mean, you probably ruined the surprise for Pete's sake. The fans wasn't supposed to know this yet, and this is for next week when Cousin Peyton goes back to school to continue studying for physics and education to become the computer IT technician.
Fine, I'll tell you how we know that this was all Anna's idea.
No, it wasn't even my idea, you little moron.
What the heck did you just call me?
I called you a no-good little moron.
Hey, jack off, why don't you get a real job down at the Krispy Kreme instead of working in the studio?
Oh, for Pete's sake, what have I got myself into? Gosh, is my day ever get even worse than this?
You are a gullible little that is who you are.
Only person that is a gullible is yourself working for a paycheck.
How many paycheck had you had in the last few months without realizing you're gullible this whole entire time? A few.
I'm done listening to this nonsense. They need to grow up and stop fighting over something that's stupid.
I know, right? This is getting out of hands, and I think we need to separate them from each other until they are completely calm.
I completely agree with you.
You get a real job.
No, you get a real job.
No, you get a real job.
No, you get a job.
Can you guys stop it for once?
Oh wow, she yelled at both of us. How about this? Let's get her instead.
That is a good idea, let's do it.
Don't you guys even dare throw me out of my own building. Hey, put me down.
Alright Laura, you stay here with Peyton and I'll deal with Angie.
You are just acting like Trinity right now. I bet you guys don't know that I own this building, and not to mention that I the one pay the bill around here.
Laura, did you know that Anna is throwing Angie out of the building? Not to mention that she is paying us pretty well for our work, and she also took really good care of us and make sure we all have food in the fridge in case we get hungry, and that is how she repays her.
Wait, what? That could not be right. Wait up, Anna, come back here, please don't do this. It ain't worth it. She pays us good and took care of us.
Has this always been this way?
Not all the time.